Hello everyone. Today we're gonna look into the poem The Lotus by Toru Dutt. Let's look at the short intro about the author. Toru Dutt was a 19th century Indian poet. She is an important Anglo-Indian poet and a translator. Dutt was highly educated in both Western and Indian classics. She wrote poetry, fiction, and translations that blended Western and Indian influences. Her most famous collection of poetry, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. Moving on to poem introduction. The Lotus is from the collection of poetry, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. The volume was published in London in 1882. It has an introductory memoir written by Mr. Edmund Gosse. The quotation from Sir Philip Sidney's Apology for English Poetry is inscribed in the book. For the first time in literature, a book struck a genuinely Indian note that reveals the sincerity of a mind proud of the intellectual traditions of its native land. The poem Lotus is a sonnet that has 14 lines in it. Now let's look into the poem lines. Love came to Flora asking for a flower that would be a flower's be undisputed queen. The lily and the rose long had been rivals for that high honor. Bards of power had sung their claims. The rose can never tower like the pale lily with her Juno mane. But is the lily lovelier? Thus between flower faction rang the strife in Psyche's bower. Give me a flower, delicious as the rose, and stately as lily in her pride. But of what color? Rose red? Love first chose, then prayed. No, lily white. Or both provide, and Flora gave the lotus. Rose red died, and lily white, the queenliest flower that blows. Here's the poem explanation. The poet personifies love. Love asks Flora, the Greek goddesses of nature, to provide a flower that has an undeniable ability to be the queen of all the flowers in the world. Among the flowers, there has been a well known, long standing rivalry between the lily and the rose. Popular poets claimed their beauty through songs. Both flowers got equal praises. They both have their own uniqueness. Both could not beat the other. A rose cannot be pale or tower splendid like a lily. And a lily cannot be lovelier as the rose. Lily is sacred to Juno, the wife of Jupiter, goddess of fertility and protection. Rose is associated with the Greek goddess Psyche. Here, considering all these factors, love claims a flower that has both lily and rose unique qualities together. A flower that is as lovely as a rose and as stately as a lily with pride. Flora, listening to his queries, asks a question, but of what color? At first, love chooses red, rose red. Then he prays for white, lily white. Finally, he asks for both the colors, and so Flora gave him the beautiful, elegant, pale, rose red and lily white dyed, queenliest of all flowers, lotus in his hands. The lotus was chosen as a national flower because it enjoyed a significant presence in the ancient tradition, scriptures, and mythology. The Bhagavad Gita considers it a metaphor for detachment. Just as the lotus remains untouched by the muddy waters in which it grows, human beings should rise above worldly attachments. The lotus also symbolizes knowledge and beauty, as Saraswati, the goddess of learning, is depicted as seated on it. Here we have come to the end of the session. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching.